What is going on, Washington fans? And it is time for our schedule release for the season. And I'm going to break it down for y'all. Haven't seen the full schedule. I saw a couple leaks come out earlier today, but the schedule just dropped on the team website. So I have it pulled up. All I see so far is week 1 and week 2 on my screen. So I'm going to pull it up and do a win-loss prediction as we go through the season. I don't see anything about preseason, so we're just going to skip that. Actually, they just tweeted out preseason games at the Jets, at Miami, and versus the Patriots. So those are the three preseason games: at the Jets, at Miami, and then versus the Patriots for preseason. Let's take a look at the schedule for the regular season, and I'm excited. There's obviously a lot of mystery, a lot of unknown with this team, what to expect, how high should expectations be, and stuff like that. So let's take a look at it and see. Week 1, we are traveling to Tampa Bay for the Buccaneers. Start off with a bang. No pun intended with the cannons on the ship. But this is an interesting one. Obviously, Todd Bowles, great defense. More so a better running defense last year than a passing defense outside of Antoine Winfield Jr. Tampa Bay makes the playoffs, make a good run. They decide to go all in, pay Baker Mayfield. Obviously paid Antoine Winfield Jr. like they should have, pay Mike Evans. Keep all those core pieces together in Tampa Bay. And this is a big-time measuring stick of a game. Jayden Daniels starts his NFL career on the road at Tampa Bay. Once again, a playoff team last year. A lot of people say, they might have overperformed last year. Is that going to, come over to this year? Outside of Antoine Winfield Jr., there's some, questions in their secondary. I really like their young defensive line, though. I think they've got some ballers, some under the radar, some underrated guys on that defensive line. They're going to get after it and get after that offensive line of Washington. So a good test for them right out the gate. But also, I think, Tampa Bay has a pretty good offensive line as well. So we'll see vice versa what our defensive line can do. But nonetheless, that is a 4:25 game. Eastern time. I like those afternoon games. I thoroughly enjoy those. Washington didn't really get many last year. If they got any last year, honestly, I don't think they did. It's just like all 1 o'clock games and then 2 primetime games. But Sunday, September 8th, we kick off the season at Tampa Bay. Win or loss, I'm going to try to keep track on my notepad over here. Like I said, this is a tough one. I think this is actually a really good matchup for what I expect this team to look like out of the gate. Will they be ready for this kind of game? Since it's on the road, I'm going to go ahead and say start the season with a loss. I know I hate to say it. Breaking news, I don't have us going undefeated. I'm going to be realistic with these picks. I think Tampa Bay is a good team. I think people sleep on Baker Mayfield. I think it's a great test for both Jayden Daniels in our passing offense, but then also our offensive line, as I said, but then also what this defense can do. Who's going to guard Mike Evans? Is it going to be Forbes? Who's going to be on that big guy? But the 4:25 game at Tampa Bay on Fox to kick it off. I have us losing that one, unfortunately. But don't worry, guys. Week 2, we go back home and take on the Giants at 1 o'clock. And the Giants always have our number. Can this be the year that finally stops? Can this be the year that Washington gets rid of this Giants curse for whatever reason? And I want to say yes. On week 2, we get a win at home. We win that home opener against the Giants. I just don't have faith in what the Giants have really done this offseason. I know they got Brian Burns, but they lost Saquon. Is their run game, going to be non-existent to where they need to help out that passing game regardless who's quarterback? Is it going to be Daniel Jones? Is it going to be Drew Lock? Who knows? Really, it's going to be just like Malik Neighbors out there. Once again, who the heck is going to guard Malik Neighbors? What is this secondary going to look like those first 2 weeks of the season? But, also, what are they going to look like in that home opener week 2 against the Giants? I think that's going to be a win. I'm glad we kind of get that one out the way early. I have no idea when we play them again. This is, like I said, we're learning this together. This is the first time I've seen the schedule. I don't know who week 3 is. That wasn't one of the leaks that came out. Ooh, and it is a Monday night game against the Bengals at 8:15. Let me zoom in a little bit so we don't leak the next ones. Week 3, we get a primetime game. Shocking. Actually shocking. Monday Night Football, 8:15 at Cincinnati. I would love to go to that game. That seems like a game that I would absolutely go to. I want to try to make it to about 2 or 3 away games and about 3 home games this season. That's absolutely my plan. And now that this one's on Monday night, I'm circling the one Cincinnati Bengals. The 2 LSU quarterbacks, Joe Burrow and Jayden Daniels, going head-to-head Monday the 23rd at 8:15. How do I feel about this one? Man, I think our defense is going to be a lot better than expected. But it's at Cincinnati. It's a Monday night game. That's a tough one. I'm going to say loss. So I have us at 1-2 after week 3. It's Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. I don't see T. Higgins going anywhere. They, revamped the offensive line. Trey Henderson isn't going anywhere. The defense is good. That is a big, big time test for both sides of the ball once again. These are three games off the bat that I'm like, wow, this is kind of Giants. I'm not really expecting too much out of, but traveling to Tampa Bay, traveling to Cincinnati, that's 2 tough road games in the first 3. According to some leaks, we go on the road at number 4 as well. I think that'll be a little bit easier of a game, but man, that you're asking a lot for your rookie quarterback in a new team, a team that has the most turnover out of any roster in the NFL by a pretty good margin, going to Cincinnati on Monday Night Football. That's a tough one. So I say loss week 3 to Cincinnati, but it's another one. I think that Tampa Bay game is going to be a lot closer than people expect. I think people are going to be like, okay, Washington actually has a chance this season to do something special. Is it going to be should we expect a Houston Texans type of, season, new head coach, new everything? I just don't think that is a realistic expectation. I think people are going to look at the Houston Texans season last year and say, okay, maybe that's what it could be. Ashburn Syndrome says Bengals aren't good at the beginning of the season. I think this is a dub. That is true. Is Joe Burrow going to be 100%? I think he should be by then. Definitely should be by then. But who knows? Maybe we just catch him off. But it is Monday night. It's at Cincinnati. That place is going to be crazy. Definitely got to try to make it up there to that one. Appreciate the comment, Ashburn Syndrome. Love the name, by the way. And let's go on to week 4. Let's reveal another 4:00 game. Wow. This is definitely unpopular territory. Not used to this at all. Going to Arizona, which kind of sucks that this is here because I wanted to go to the Arizona one. It's going to be tough to go to 2 away games like that, a Monday night and then a Sunday night afternoon game. Who knows? Maybe Texas is, closer to Arizona than Virginia, obviously. So who knows? I might go out to that one. But going to Arizona, I like this one a lot. I feel good about this. This is the Cliff Kingsbury homecoming game, kind of like the redemption. He's going to go face his former quarterback in Kyler Murray and his team that he was a head coach at. Obviously, he knows, Kyler Murray. He knows what he likes to do. He knows his tendencies. That was his guy. That was his quarterback. This is going to be a really good chess match between what Cliff can do with the offense against that Arizona defense. So I'm not too big on, but then also we get to see Marvin Harrison Jr. and see what he can do against this defense. So our secondary has to go against Tampa Bay with Mike Evans, the Giants with Malik Neighbors, the Bengals with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and then Arizona with Marvin Harrison Jr., the rookie, in their first 4 weeks. This is a tough start to the schedule. I like the teams that we had to face this year. Like I liked our matchups. I like our teams, but we're starting 3 out of the first 4 games on the road. Now, Washington actually has the fewest travel miles this season out of every team in the NFL, which is great. But also, you go to Tampa Bay, not bad. Go to Cincinnati on a Monday, so it's kind of like it's a shorter week the week after. Then you have to go all the way to Arizona. That's kind of a tough turnaround. You have a 6 days between Cincinnati on Monday night. You go back to Ashburn, Virginia. Then you go all the way out to Arizona for a Sunday afternoon game. That's tough. But I'm going to say Arizona's a win. I have us at 2-2, week 4. Cliff Kingsbury gets his revenge in his homecoming game against the Cardinals. Now, week 5, I don't know this one yet either. It's not on my list. So let's take a look. Week 5, we have the Cleveland Browns coming to Washington, 1 o'clock on that Sunday. Let me write this one down. Browns. Oof. Another tricky one. Really good defense. What the heck is Deshaun Watson going to look like this year? They have Amari Cooper. They got Jerry Jeudy. They have some weapons on offense. Can Deshaun Watson finally put that contract, get all the talk and say, look, guys, I'm worth it. I don't know if he can show that he's worth that contract because that contract's ridiculous. But Deshaun Watson has to put up and shut up and show the Cleveland team and fans that he is the guy. Now, can he do it? They go on some magical run with Joe Flacco to end the season. He's kind of just like the forgotten thought in Cleveland. But it's week 5. Man, this is a tricky one. We're at home. Once again, Chubb, who knows what he's going to be like? Are they going to have a running game to help them out? Man, this is going to be one of those low-scoring games with that Browns defense. And with my expectations for how this defense is going to perform this season, I think this could be a hard-nosed defensive battle, like Dan Quinn and his defense versus the Browns and with their defense, how it looked last year. You have Myles Garrett come into town. Is that offensive line going to be ready for a Myles Garrett coming at Jayden Daniels? I sure as heck hope so. I sure hope so. Man, this is a tough one, but I'm just going to say from what I saw from that Browns team last year, I'm going to say Washington loses this one. That's a tough one. I know. I hate to do it. I know it's at home, but I'm going to try to be realistic with these. What's that team going to look like against that Browns defense? I love Amari Cooper. I love Jerry Jeudy. Y'all know I'm an Alabama guy. Those are my guys. Coop and Jeudy. I think the secondary is going to be good. Once again, I don't know what the corners are going to look like. Is Forbes going to be ready to take on that gauntlet of those games? Like I said, we had Marvin Harrison Jr. week 4, week 5. You got those two guys. I think Jerry Jeudy is a lot better than what people think he is, but Amari Cooper is Amari Cooper, one of the best route runners in the last 20 years. Easily. That's a tough one, but I have us losing that one. So I have us at 2-3 going into week 6. Let's see who is next up. And Sunday, we travel to Baltimore. Holy smokes. Week 6, obviously, that's a short travel. Not really too worried about that one. Let me write this one down. At the Ravens. For obvious reasons, I'm going to say that's a loss. We're going to Baltimore. Lamar Jackson. I think Baltimore is going to be a playoff team once again. I think top 3 team in the AFC. That's a tough one. That is a tough one, but I think this has potential to be a really exciting game. You have Lamar Jackson, the dual threat quarterback. You have Jayden Daniels, the dual threat quarterback. Is their defense going to look the same post, Mike McDonald? I don't know. We'll know a lot about Washington come week 6, and we'll know a lot about Baltimore week 6. But I hate to do it, man. I have to give that a loss. I think Washington will sneak one of these, random wins that we do every single season. But I don't think it's going to be this one. So I have us sitting at 2-4 going into week 7. I hate that. But traveling to Baltimore, coming off the Browns, we're going on like a little AFC North, tour here. We had the Bengals, then skipped with Arizona, then the Browns, then the Ravens. So we're kind of getting those out of the way. That's a tough one, but I have Washington losing to the Ravens. I hate to say it. Week 6. Let's see, week 7. Oh, yeah, now we're talking. We're at home against the Panthers. This is that get-right game. And another 405 game. This is just completely unfamiliar territory. I'm not used to this run. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 games so far that are not 1 o'clock. 4:25 to start, Monday Night Football week 3, at Arizona at 4:05, and then at home against Carolina on October 20th at 4:05 p.m. Week 7. Let's go ahead and write this one down. Panthers, I'm giving that one a dub. That's a dub. Come on, y'all. I don't want to disrespect the Panthers. Love Bryce Young. I think they can be much better this year than a lot of people expect as well. We got Frankie Lavu. We got Jeremy Chin. We got like two of their best defensive players on their team the last few years. So it's going to be a good homecoming for them, to defend their new turf against their old team with Carolina. I think this is a dub. I still think they need help in the receiving core. I think this is a really good opportunity for our defense to show out at home, put on a clinic, get some turnovers, get to Bryce Young. Their offensive line struggled the last few years, even with as much draft capital as they've invested in their offensive line. Things just have not looked good for the Panthers. I think that one is a win. So let me go ahead and recap real quick. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 losses and 1, 2, 3 wins after week 7. So I have us sitting at 3 and 4. It's a tough start. DD King 240999 says for sure win. It should be. Absolutely should be. This isn't the same team in the past where we lose these unnecessary ones that we have no business losing. I'm expecting it to be a lot better. Week 8, let's see what we got. 10:27, 1 o'clock. We have the Bears coming to town. Number 1 versus number 2. Caleb Williams versus Jayden Daniels. I'm swinging this pen all over the place. I'm trying to take notes and pay attention to everything, so I apologize. But I'm excited about this one. The Bears embarrassed us last year. In primetime. This was my checkout game last season. This is the game where I officially checked out as a fan. I had people that have never watched football before sitting with me watching that game, and I said, this is going to be the easiest win for us this season. Y'all need to watch this. Watch my team. I'm excited for y'all to see this. It's prime time. And sure enough, I got embarrassed. We got embarrassed. This was the game where I gave up last year. I said, whatever. Everything's out the window. Fire everybody. Now you have Caleb Williams at 1 o'clock. This is a weird 1 o'clock game. This is one of those weird ones. This seems like this should have been a primetime game because it is 1 versus 2. It is 2 electric quarterbacks on their new teams. The future of the franchise for both teams going at it. This just felt like it should have been a primetime game. So I think this is a weird one, which kind of changes my thought process. It shouldn't, but it's a 1 o'clock game and it's at home, which is weird. I'm kind of surprised we played the Bears at home, twice back-to-back years, but whatever. I'll take it. I'm going to go with win. I think Caleb's going to be really good. I think their receiving core is ridiculous. I think he's coming into the best situation that any rookie quarterback has ever, come into the league with. But I think this is a game where we can get that sloppy Caleb Williams out, where we're rushing him, we're showing disguises, we're changing things up, we get him a little bit confused. I think he's going to be great this year. I like Caleb a lot. I love Caleb. I'm a Caleb fan as a person, as a player. I don't understand why so many people hate him. I like Caleb a lot. But I think this is a game where Jayden Daniels puts on a show. I think our defense is going to be great. They still have some question marks in the secondary. I like Jaquan Brisker. That's my dude. Jalen Johnson's a stud. Obviously, Montez Sweat on the line. They have a couple question marks there. But I think this is one of those ones where like people are like, oh, the Bears are going to win this one. The Bears start the season kind of hot. The Bears look good early in the season. Washington, they're 3 and 4 going into this game. I think this is one of the ones where Washington surprises some people, and it could be one of those crazy games where just a lot of points are scored. But I think it comes down to Washington's defense getting some turnovers off of Caleb Williams, and making it the Jayden Daniels show. I think it's going to be crazy the first half, a lot of points. Could be like 24, 27, something like that going into the third quarter, maybe middle of third. And then Washington's defense just locks in and goes crazy. Ashburn Syndrome says, I can't believe this is a 1 o'clock game. Yeah, it really does feel weird. Could go either way, but we owe the Bears one. We do. And as I mentioned, this is not the same regime. This is not the same coaching staff. I think people aren't taking into account enough of how different this team already looks in practice. The first few practices looks different, but they're going to play different. They're going to play with a purpose. They're going to play with their ears pinned back like some pit bulls ready to go. I think that defense is going to be heaps better than what we've seen in the last few years. I have high hopes for Dan Quinn and Coach Witt to get that defense looking right. Edwin the Penguin, love the name, says payback, please. Like, we absolutely need to. I was at the game and left at halftime. I would have too. Beat the traffic at night. Absolutely terrible to be stuck there with that. Caleb throwing 2 picks. I would love to see it. I think 2 picks in the second half. Washington kind of takes advantage of it and gets some points on the board. But I have us winning that one and getting to 500 at 4-4. Like I said, guys, I haven't written anything down until I didn't know the schedule other than a couple of leaks until we went live here. So I'm going to break down all my picks on my little notebook here next to me. And we are checking out everything together. Week 9, now we go to the New York Giants. This is the second NFC East game of the season for us. And we just get rid of the Giants early in the season, play them week 2. We're going to go to the Giants week 9, and we're going to win that one as well. At this point, is Drew Lock starting quarterback? Does Malik Neighbors even want to be there? What does their offensive line look like? I think the Giants finish last in the division. I think Washington's better than them on paper and on the field. I think we finally end the streak. We swept them, 3 years ago? It was a weird season. I know we swept them not too long ago, but ever since then, other than that, it's been ugly. It's been games that we should not be losing to these guys. We are. But I think we did sweep them 3 years ago or something like that. But outside of that, I'm going back to the Kirk Cousins days. I just remember the ugly interception at the end of a game against the Giants. I just have PTSD playing these guys, and I'm sick of it. Dan Quinn, Adam Peters, they built this roster to where we can finally crack the Giants curse. We're finally getting rid of it. We sweep the Giants, baby. That's a win. We're going 5-4. So things are kind of looking rough because we had a really tough start to the season. But I think we're at 5-4 right now going into week 10. It doesn't seem like we have a bye week yet. I am curious of when this bye week's going to be. Mark Powell says, who else is buying a Jayden Daniels jersey? So I pre-ordered mine. Hopefully it sends out soon. It said 2 to 4 weeks after the number was made official, which obviously that's happened. So hopefully that comes out soon. But yes, buy your Jayden Daniels jerseys. Buy any jersey you want. I also have a Ben Sinnott jersey. Y'all know that's my dude. I'm not counting out the Giants if DJ is their quarterback. He turns into Vanilla Vic when he plays Washington. I don't understand. But you have the Terry penalty. That wasn't a penalty. You have the pass interference on Curtis Samuel. There's so many different things. Honestly, my favorite memory was that deep Jahan Dotson catch against the Giants. I was at that one, freezing my tail off. I was right behind Curtis Samuel when that play happened. That's what I remember. I also remember sitting in the parking lot at FedEx Field for 3 hours almost. It was close. It was 2.5 hours after the game. So, yes, we need payback on these guys. Never count out Vanilla Vic, but I don't know. I think Drew Lock could be starting at this point. Who knows? We'll see. But we're going to sweep the Giants, and we're going to get it done. We're going to get out the way before week 10. I mean, there's got to be some more NFC East games coming up. We have the Eagles 2 more times, and we have Dallas 2 more times. So hopefully they don't. I hate when they do that. I hate when they stack it, where it's Eagles, another team, Eagles. Why? I hate that. Split it up. I don't mind that the Giants are week 2 and week 9. That's fine with me. I'm taking that all day long. Live Life says I was at that game too. It was cold as hell. That was one of the coldest games I've been to in Washington. It was terrible. But losing the way we did made it even worse. Week 10, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at home, which is great. We don't have to go to Pittsburgh. Love that. So after an away game with the Giants, we go back home against the Steelers. I like this one. Steelers defense, another really good defense. But Russell Wilson, what are we going to expect out of them? George Pickett, I'm not really too worried about them. Can they run the ball on us? I don't think so. I think we stop the run from the Steelers. I think we get to Russ, get him uncomfortable. We're protecting our house against the Steelers. That's one I'm going to come to. I'm trying to break down in my head which ones I want to go to. I'm probably going to go I really want to go to Tampa Bay, but I can't miss the home opener. I gotta go see us beat the Giants. I'll be there week 2. I'm gonna try to go to Cincinnati week 3. If not, I'm gonna go to Arizona week 4. I'm gonna definitely come for week 7 so I can see us beat the Panthers. Man, week 8 against the Bears. I would love to see Caleb in person. That's a really good one to go to. And then the Steelers one's really enticing as well. I think that's a tough one, but I think we win that one. I think that's one where Washington really shouldn't win that one. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I did not have any record predictions, anything in my head before this video. I have us at 6-4. And I'm kind of like, whoa, okay, where did I go wrong? Which one can I switch? But I'm just being honest. I think we lose to the Bengals. I think we lose to the Bucks. Bucks lost to start the season. Lose to the Bengals. Lose to the Browns. Lose to the Ravens. I think we could easily be 6-4 going into week 11. I'm not sure why we couldn't be. Beat the Giants at home. Beat the Cardinals on the road. Beat the Panthers at home, beat the Bears at home. That's a tough one. Maybe Caleb Williams just goes dumb, stupid on us. Roma Dunze, DJ Moore. Keenan Allen, Jesus. They have the best receiving core in the league. Maybe they just go stupid on us and we lose that one. But still, 5-5 at worst come week 11. That's fine. Go to the Giants, beat them, protect our house against the Steelers, win. I have us at 6-4. That sounds a little optimistic, but I'm rolling with it. Like I said, guys, I wanted to do this on the fly with y'all, so we're doing it. Marcus, I like the Jahan catch when he caught it and he spun and scored. That was what, 2 years ago? Yeah, that was his rookie season. Crazy moves. Jahan's about to have a crazy year this year. Can't wait to see him pop off. Whoa, hold on now. I got to throw a flag. Ashburn Syndrome says Steelers on my other team tie. We can't have that. There ain't no ties. There ain't no second teams. The name's Ashburn Syndrome. We're going to go ahead and call you a Washington fan. Let's get rid of that terrible towel. I think we beat the Steelers. Once again, it's a tough one. Marcus Jackson says, sounds a little good to me. I know. I'm kind of hesitant about that 6-4 record. But I'm saying the path is there. The path is there. All right, what's next? So Steelers week 10 on the Sunday at 1:00. Next up, Thursday night against the Eagles. We're going to Philadelphia. By God, we're beating Philly in Philly. Just like the Giants usually have our card. For some reason, we always have the Eagles card. Even if we don't win, we always have no reason being in the game against the Eagles. Even last year with that terrible team as bad as we were, we had no reason being in those games with Sam Howell, that offense, that terrible defense, even with A.J. Brown doing what he was doing on the field. We had no reason to be even close in those games, and we still were. And if you go back to their undefeated season, what was it, 2 years ago? And we beat them at home to end the streak. I don't know why, but we always have the Eagles number. Week 11, I like that it came after a home game. So we're at home, and then on a short week, we go to Philly. Once again, not too far, but it is the first time we see them this season. Obviously, division rival. We have their number. By God, we are 7-4 going into week 12. I didn't expect this, but we're here. This is the one that Washington should not win, but they will win because Philly can't avoid us. They cannot avoid us, but they do have Saquon now. Saquon usually tears us up, so maybe that's the missing piece that they need, but I don't think it's enough. All right, I have no idea who we play week 12, 13, and 14, and 16. I kind of seen the leak with 15, 17, and 18, so the next three are a surprise to me. It is on Prime. Marcus Jackson 751 says on Prime, though. I hate that, but luckily I do have Amazon Prime. I know it. You got to have every streaming service this year to keep up with it. 7-4. Once again, I feel bad about even being 7-4. First year of a rebuild. But I'll also say this: people don't know what to expect out of us. which is fine because I had us losing 3 of the first 5. But I could see us going on a run here with the Panthers, Bears, Giants, Steelers, Eagles. I think at worst we should be, right at 500 week 10. We could be 5-5 is very realistic. Some of y'all saying there's no way we're not going to have a winning record. It's the first year. We're a year away. This is crap, says Mudman. Stop gaslighting. I'm being honest. And if y'all know me, you know I'm realistic. If we suck, I say we suck. If I don't like something, I say it. And by God, if we go 0-4 to start the season, y'all know I'm going to be on here saying something about it. I'm not a gaslighter, but I can see it. This is just my prediction. Maybe yours is different. But I'm telling you guys, anything is possible. Because people are overlooking the coaching changes. We had a pretty good roster. I know we got rid of a lot of guys. And we have a lot of new guys here, a lot of veterans, a lot of rookies. People are overlooking the fact that this coaching alone, bumps up this roster a good bit. Bumps it up. The coaching, the defense had completely given up last year. Deron Payne, John Allen, those guys in the middle. Now they got some help. I know we got some new guys. The linebacker core is the best it's been in a long time. The secondary, there's still some moving pieces. We could still sign Stephon Gilmore or something like that. Who knows? Maybe it is going to be a vet on the outside like Davis. Maybe it's going to be Forbes and St. Juste and Mikey Sanders still in the middle. They're going to have Jeremy Chin out there. Who knows? Quan Martin at nickel some maybe. Quan Martin at corner, free safety. There's a lot of things they can do with this defense. So y'all know I'm going to be at training camp. I'm going to be keeping notes on everything. I'm going to try to get out to OTAs. Haven't decided yet. I'm going to keep track of everything. I'm going to see what this team looks like. And I'm going to tell y'all what I see, what I like, and what I don't like. I'm just being honest. But people are highly undervaluing the new coaching and also highly undervaluing what Jayden Daniels can do with his legs, but also through the air. Terry finally has a quarterback that I think will be consistent. Jahan Dotson's going to be a lot better than he was last year. Luke McCaffrey's already putting on a show at practice. And I told you I loved that pick. I think people are sleeping on him as well. Ben Sennett's going to be a stud. I know our offensive line, I'm going to agree with you. I don't know what this offensive line is going to look like. But the 2 weakest spots last year, and people are going to disagree with me, but the numbers don't lie, and neither does the tape. The 2 biggest weaknesses last year were the left guard and center. That's where the most pressures and most sacks came from last year, which was ridiculous. And they went out and got Tyler Biadasz, and they got Nick Allegretti. Maybe Coleman plays some guard. They have depth there now as well. They signed some other guys as depth. They have the depth now at center and left guard. So who knows? Who knows what it's going to look like? Once again, coaching staff's going to be better. But when it came to the offensive line, they addressed the 2 biggest needs. And we'll find out. So if you think we're going to, go winless next year, I will listen to you. I will listen to your thoughts. I'm going to give mine right back at it. So don't worry. But I could see us going 7-4. I could also see us being 5-6. It just depends on the Steelers game, and it depends on the Eagles, and I'll throw the Bears in there as well. It really depends on those. All right, back to the schedule. I have to let y'all know. Y'all know I'm honest with you. I tell you my thoughts. You don't have to listen, but I'm going to listen to yours. And I agree. The corners concern me, and the tackles do concern me. But until I see something different, until I see that it looks bad, I'm going to be optimistic about those 2 positions. I trust Adam Peters. I trust Dan Quinn a lot more than I trusted our past regime. So let's get back to it. Week 12. Here we go. Finally see the Cowboys. Cowboys at home. All right. 11:24 on a Sunday. whenever I see 11:24, I automatically think of Thanksgiving, but it's not. It's on a Sunday at 1:00. Thankfully, we don't play any Thanksgiving games and we don't play any Christmas games. I'm taking that all day long. So we have Dallas for the first time immediately after the Eagles. Obviously this is a big stretch right here. I don't know who we play after Dallas, but we still got the Eagles one more time. We still got the, Dallas one more time. So I'm glad that we have them at home first. It's a 1:00 game. We have a stretch, a 10-day grace period after that Thursday night game against the Eagles to get ready for the Cowboys. So I like that. I think that goes in Washington's favor. I don't know what the Cowboys schedule look like. They could have a bye this week. I don't know. Or the week before it. I don't know. But I think it favors Washington. Am I ready to say we're going to beat the Cowboys? Daggone it. Y'all are going to hate me, man, but I'm going to say yes. Dan Quinn against Dallas. I have us 8-4. Dang on. I hate that I have us at 8-4. I'm going to be honest. I hate that. I hate that I have us at 8-4 because I feel like that's crazy. That should not be the expectation. But I could see a way that it happens. Man, that's a tough one. Once again, maybe we lose to the Eagles. Maybe we lose to the Steelers. Then call it 6-6 at week 12. Even if we're 6-6 at week 12, I'll take that. So ceiling 8-4, floor 6-6. I'll throw that in there for the people that don't want to hear anything positive. And I'm not just some radiating positive guy. I'm a realist. So we have Dallas the first time we see them. It's at home. It's after a long week. It favors us. I don't think Dan Quinn wants to lose that one. Tennessee. Some reason they always play us really well too. What the heck is that team going to look like? Wow. I have no idea what to expect from Tennessee. I think Washington will lose a game they have no business losing, and I think it'll be this one at home. We have the Titans at home. I think we lose this one for absolutely no reason. So once again, 8-5 ceiling, floor 6-7 right here, week 13 with the Titans. Like we have the Titans. There's no reason we should lose those guys, but we're not gonna have a perfect season. So I'm going to throw that in there. I think Washington, this is the game that we have absolutely no reason to lose, that we're going to lose. And this is another thing too. As I go through my record, win-loss predictions, whatever, I don't know the schedule. When I went live, I did not know the schedule. So I'm just taking it as it goes. I didn't plan this out, say, oh, well, that's too high of a win. I got to pick a loss somewhere. Let me pick this one. I'm just going through it. Tennessee, I don't know what the heck that team's going to look like. I have no idea. But I think we lose that one for no reason. Here comes the bye. Week 14, the bye week. It's kind of late, week 14. I would have loved it to have been like 12, 13, heck, even like 10 or something like that before the Thursday night game instead of a short week, having a bye week, then a Thursday night. That would have been perfect. But it doesn't work out that way. The bye week's not until week 14. Which, I mean, I guess it's good if you like football. You don't want to have to take a week off till the end of the season. And you're either going to be hype about our record by week 14 or you're going to be pissed off about our record. If you're Mudman, you're going to be pissed off about our record. But if you're any of us, you're going to be excited about what our record could possibly be. So going into week 15, ceiling 8-5, floor 6-7. I'll take that. I think that's realistic. Let's see what else we got here. Week 15 at the New Orleans Saints. Oof. 12:15, 1:00 game at New Orleans. Got to go to that one too. Absolutely got to go to that one because I don't know which ones I'm. Definitely going to go to Dallas, whichever one. Whenever we play them in Dallas, definitely going to go to that one. It's like a 2-hour drive. Saints. This is another one of those Titans game. Like, what are they going to look like? Man. With Carr, can he stay healthy? The Saints are just a weird team. They underperform when they're supposed to play good, but then they overperform when people are like, oh, they're out. I don't know. Saints. I'm I'm going to say I'm going to say we win this one. The Saints, I don't think the Saints are going to be that good. I don't know. People saying the Saints own us. All right, I'll put loss. I'll put loss here. People think, Saints own us. It's at New Orleans. That place is crazy on the road. All right, I'll put loss here. Loss. So 8-6 ceiling, floor 6-8 for Mudman. Mudman 6-8. The rest of us are 8-6. And Mudman, I'm not mad at you, man. I get it. I still have some PTSD as well, man. And I knew we'd do this every season, but this is completely different. It's got to be different. There's no way. Week 16, Philadelphia. Now we're at home against the Eagles. 1:00 game. So this is the second Eagles game. I think we beat them in Philly. I think we lose this one. I think we split with the Eagles. And we're not going to split with the Eagles. I think we beat them at home like we usually do. But I think I think they come beat us at home, sadly. Every Eagles home game that I've been to, like in Washington, it's been a loss. So I would not be attending that one, that's for sure. So I mean, 8-7 ceiling, Mudman 6-9. Shout out to Mudman. He's 6-9. The rest of us are 8-7. Week 17. Let's see who we got here. It's got to be, I'm about to say, it's either the Falcons or the Cowboys. Process of elimination. No time or anything has been, or date has been announced yet, to be discovered. It's either going to be on the 28th of December or the 29th of December, depending on how things go. Maybe this is a fight for a wild card playoff spot. I think the Falcons will be good. Can Kirk Cousins stay healthy? Is Michael Penix going to be quarterback at this point? What are they going to look like? Oh man, I think this is the one where Washington is fighting for a playoff spot. It's at home. Kirk Cousins coming back to Washington. Man, this is a tricky one. I'm not a fan of their defense. I don't think their defense is good. And I think they messed up getting Penix. I go back to that Vikings game when I was at home once again, and he throws. It was a good game. First off, it was a good game against Kirk. He didn't have a bad game. Curtis Samuel had that crazy catch with like triple coverage. Heineke just threw it up there and he called it. That was nuts. Man, y'all tell me. Are we beating the Falcons or are we losing to the Falcons? Some people say, nah, we beating them with Kirk. And then I go back to the other Falcons game. They weren't the same Falcons team, though. Man, this is usually an exciting game, too. Remember the awful call? The roughing the passer on Chase Young? That was terrible. This is usually a really exciting game, though. Let's see what people say. No way we're going 1-2 in those three games. That's a tough end stretch. Eagles, Falcons, Dallas to end the season. That's a tough three. People saying dub, so I'm going to say dub. All right, when the optimistic fans are 9-7 and Mudman is 7-9. Potentially fighting for a playoff spot. Potentially. It's a wild card. Who knows? No one knows what the NFC is going to look like. Heck, half these teams by week 10 could look completely different. Who knows? What's that Falcons team going to look like? I think we win that one. We're 9-7, Mudman 7-9. So week 18, process of elimination. As we always do, it seems like we are going to end the season against the Cowboys in Dallas. So like I said, I'll be at this one for sure. I have us winning the first one at home. I think we lose in Dallas, which sucks because like I said, this could potentially, be possible wild card. But who knows? Maybe Dallas is in the playoffs and they're resting people. Like, you never know what this game's going to look like. It's week 18. No one knows what this team's going to look like. But as of right now, I think we lose that one in Dallas. And by the way, Dallas never has a good showing at home. Their home field advantage is terrible. So we are 9-8 for the positive fans, and then Mudman and the pessimistic fans are 7-10. So let's do a quick recap at the top of the line here for those that kind of jumped in late. Oops, not filling out for season tickets. I live in Texas. All right, week 1, Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road. Week 1, like I said, I have that as a loss. Week 2, home opener against the Giants. I have that as a win. We travel for a primetime game, Monday Night Football in Cincinnati. That's a loss. Week 3. Week 4, we travel to Arizona Cardinals. Cliff Kingsbury gets his revenge. I have that as a win. Week 5, we go back to at home for the Browns, and I think we lose that one. And then we go to Baltimore. So, guys, I didn't think we're going to win every game. That's fine. Mudman, I don't think we're winning the Super Bowl. I don't even think playoffs should be an expectation. But 9-8 is why not? Why not? Baltimore, I have that as a loss. Panthers, we should win that one. Sunday afternoon game. There's no reason at home we should win that one. Bears, this is where it's tricky. This is where things can sway. I think we win, but this could be a shootout. This could be a Caleb Williams show. He returns back home in Washington, number 1 versus number 2. A lot going on here, and it's a 1 o'clock game on a Sunday. Weird. It's a weird feeling game. This could be one of those weird ones. Put the weird asterisk on this one. This could go either way. I have us winning, though. I still need to see the Bears actually perform before I put a lot of faith in them. But they have all the pieces. Absolutely have all the pieces. At Giants, we're winning that. We're smacking them this year. We're sweeping the Giants this year. I'm sick of it. We're sweeping them. Even Mudman, are we beating the Giants? Are we going to sweep the Giants? Put that in the chat. I think we do. I at least want to convince you that we're sweeping the Giants by the time we get off of here. Even if you don't think we'll have a winning record, I at least want you to be convinced that we're sweeping the Giants this year. Week 10, Steelers at home. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. This is where things could sway the record as well. I have us winning. I don't have too much faith in Russell Wilson in that Steelers team. I don't know. Once again, this is a team I have to see them do something before I'm like, okay, the Steelers could be a legitimate threat. Defense is really good, so our offense has to be clicking. By week 10, your offense better be clicking. So I think this comes at a good time. If we had Steelers like week 1, week 2, I'm going to say, nah, I think we lose that one. But I think we face that gauntlet beginning of the season to get us right for some of these tough ones. Thursday Night Football in Philly. We're leaving with a dub for absolutely no reason. That's the one game that we have no reason winning, and we do. Thursday night, it's in Philly. That just sounds like a game that Washington will win. That's what we do for no reason. It's on Prime Video. Week 12, Cowboys. I think we split the series with them. I don't know what to expect out of their defense. I don't think their defense is going to be good this year. Mike Zimmer, really? That's it? You signed 0 free agents? You don't want to pay Dak? You don't want to pay Micah Parsons? You don't want to pay anybody. They're all in, though. We're gonna be all in something. Week 12 at home against Dallas. I promise you that. We're winning that. Don't let me get hype on here. Titans, that's the game that we lose for absolutely no reason. Week 13, we're either 8-5 or 6-7 if you're Mudman. Week 14, we're blessed with a bye week. Kind of recover, get ready for the Saints. Traveling to New Orleans, I think we lose that one. Traveling to New Orleans is a tough one. I have us at 8-6, and the pessimistic fans have us at 6-8 or 5-9, depending on how pessimistic you are. Week 16, the Eagles at home. This is the one that we lose. I think, we don't play them well at home. It's bad. Don't even remind me of that one game with Carson Wentz. That out of my head. But we got them at home. I think that's a loss. So I have us at 8-7. 8-7, I'll take that. Falcons at home. Haven't really discovered an exact date yet. It's either going to be the 28th or 29th. I have us winning that one, 9-7, and then we travel to Dallas to end the season. I have that as a loss. I have us going 9-8. I feel like that's not asking too much. I think worst case scenario, we could be 7-10. I think anything under like 7-10 is terrible. Like we should at least be close to 500. I mean, Jesus, like why could we not go 9-8 with this schedule? I think we sweep the Giants. I think we split with the Eagles. I think we split with the Cowboys. I think we have some favorable matchups at favorable times. But then I think we lose to those big name ones, the Ravens, Tampa Bay's playoff team, the Bengals, the Eagles once, the Cowboys once, and then we lose to the Titans and the Saints, which we should. So 9-8. Some people think I'm crazy, but why not? Why not 9-8? We have a new team, new regime, new quarterback. That's much more explosive than anything we've had in the last few years. I cannot wait to see what this team looks like. And I'll be the first to tell you, I don't think Washington is, in a position to just be like the Texans did last year. And that was great. What they did was unheard of. How good CJ Stroud looked last year was unheard of, unprecedented. But shout out to them. I love DeMeco Ryans. I loved watching that team. A lot of people here in Texas were excited for that Texans team. I was excited for them. I loved that. I was glad the Cowboys weren't getting talked about. So don't expect that. Like I said, I'll tell you, that is not the expectation, and that's not fair to have that expectation. It's not fair on Jayden Daniels to expect him to look like CJ Stroud. It's not fair on the team and Dan Quinn to just expect us to make the playoffs the first year. That is not expected. We had the most turnover by any roster in the NFL, but also out of all of our starters last year, we had the most that aren't on an NFL roster right now. So the team's going to be better. The coaching is going to be better. The quarterback play is going to be better. Is the secondary going to be good enough? Is the offensive line going to be good enough? That's the storylines for this season. How special is Jayden going to be year one? We'll see. Appreciate y'all for stopping by the stream. Positive, negative, I don't care. It's always a good time chopping up with y'all, and I will listen to your opinions just like you do mine. I have us at 9-8. Let me know what you have us finishing at. This is a really good schedule. There's some really good games to go to. I encourage people to go to Tampa Bay, go to Arizona. I'm going to try to go to one of those. Go to New Orleans. You might not make it to the game on Sunday, but go. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. I'm down to have any discussion. Y'all know that. I'll be back here on Bleach Report to do some more streams for y'all. But in the meantime, I'm Josh Taylor, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.